Hello there, everybody, and welcome to Prim ASMR. Today is a very exciting episode because it is the last episode of Season 2 of the album series, and it's also a very special episode because today is the King's birthday. So we will be doing a whole lot of talking about Elvis today. I have 2 different Elvis albums to show you today, along with all kinds of different Elvis props. So the 2 albums I have are both in my hand. I'll just give you a kind of a little look before we get started. And I'm going to show you this one first. This is Elvis 30 #1 hits. And this album is the second album with his other hits on it. There's too many songs to just include on one particular album. So what they did, they had to make a second album, which is what this is, with all of his other greatest hits, because there was just too many, so many. So that's what we are going to look at today. So before we start going over these together, I'm going to show you a few of the props. Actually, I'm going to show you all of the props that I'm going to spend some time with at the end of today's video. So I'm going to put these down just for a second, for a minute or two, and just show you real quick. So the first thing that I want to show you is something that I think I showed before on my channel during a room tour or something, I think. So what this is an Elvis guitar bank. So it's a guitar-shaped bank. In the top, there's a little slot that you can put pennies, quarters, nickels, dimes, dollar coins. You can even fold up a dollar and stick it on in there. And it is completely empty right now, but I would like to start putting my loose change in there. This is kind of an echoey tapping sound, so I'm not going to use this as much to do the tapping triggers. But I might use it a little bit up here because it has these little ridges for the guitar string part, and I think it looks pretty cool. It also has these strings, so I might make some sounds with those towards the end. So that's one thing. The next thing that I'm gonna show you is this Elvis VHS tape. And I always accidentally call them VCR tapes. I have since I was a little bitty baby. So if I accidentally say that at any point in this video, I'm stating right now, that's just something I do. But I'm gonna try to say it properly. VHS tapes. But this is a really good movie. I just watched this about a month ago. We actually have a VCR, and we got it because some VHS tapes some rare movies are only on VHS tapes. So that's why we have one around, and especially like old cartoons and stuff. A lot of those are on VHS tapes, so that's why I have a lot of those. This is the movie Elvis and Me. and it goes into how they met and Priscilla's life kind of before she met him and stuff. So I'm gonna be making some sounds with that, showing you guys more about that, maybe reading some. So that's the other thing. Let's see, I got a few more things. I'm gonna set this down over here. Grab this next thing. This next thing is something that I'm really excited about. I'm gonna do a lot more reading about it once I get it. This is gonna make really good sounds. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna read everything about these because I might save them for a different episode because there's just so much. There's so much to read. So this could be something that I go more into detail in maybe next year on Elvis's birthday or something. I definitely wanted to make sounds and do some tracing with all of these. So that is another little addition to today's video. Elvis. So I have two more things to tell you, or show you really quick before we get started with the albums. Just gonna set that down and grab this. So this is a metal container. It's really cool. This is Elvis Karaoke. 3 CDs is what it has in there. The last thing here is a special TV edition photo album. So actually I think I'm going to start today's video out with this. Since it's Elvis's birthday and it's kind of an appreciation video to him and everything. I'm going to start out with this. And then I'll do everything else at the end of the video. Okay? One thing I would like to say is I am wearing a king's crown for today's video. And this is a crown that my brother won from being homecoming king. I think it was his senior year in high school. And that's a story for another day. He's the brother that I have not shown on my channel. I haven't really introduced him yet. But he let me borrow this hat for today's episode, since this is the king and all. But I love it. I've never worn it before. Like, this is one of his special things. Like, he don't let anyone touch it. But he let me use it for today's video. And he let it be known to me that it is like a drum. And that if I wanted to drum on the top or tap on it for the video that I could. So I'm just gonna do that for a second. Pretty neat. So, moving on to the photo album. Let's see. I want to get it in the right angle. That way it doesn't have too much of a glare on it. This is a really cool picture. It has all kinds of different little pictures of him, kind of like a collage a little bit. There he is, right there too. There he is on stage. I always thought he had the neatest get up, other than Kiss. Like, he has the coolest outfits, rhinestones and all that jazz. I think it's so cool. There he is, right there, singing. Oh, he's singing there too. several nice pictures of him. This page is really cool. It's very colorful. Up here at the top it says Elvis in Hollywood. Elvis in Hollywood. That's very, very colorful. It got all kinds of little different colored dots. You have pink little circles, and then got green and blue and green down here. There's all kinds of pictures on this page, and I will take a moment and trace all of those here in a second. Just show you guys kind of like a little close-up. So nice. When I was in the 8th grade, there was this class that I took, and it was just one semester, and it was music appreciation. It wasn't called that. It was called something else. Like, it wasn't chorus, it wasn't choir, but it was something to do with like music. And we got to take that for a semester, and then we had to take, I think it was health the other semester. So I loved that class. We learned about all kinds of stuff. We watched the Ed Sullivan Show. And I remember we had like a whole week where we learned about Elvis, and we listened to Elvis music. And I remember there was like this coloring contest we had, and it was a picture of Elvis, and we all had to color it in. It was pretty cool. I remember it was with him and a dog. I think it was like the cover of Hound Dog or something. I don't know. But it was pretty neat. We had to make him creative. So I remember I made him have this bright red shirt on, and then I think I made the dog a Dalmatian. I don't know. I wish I still had that picture. I might have it somewhere. I don't know where though. I can remember it in my mind though. So. There's a few more pictures of him. So there he is singing. He has his eyes closed. See, when someone's singing with their eyes closed, you know they're putting their soul into it. Like, you just know. You know what I mean? That picture is a little bit funny. He's pointing at someone in the audience. Giving that picture a little bit of character. Same thing with that one. He's looking at somebody. He's staring someone down. I think this one might be the last page, the last picture. Ooh, it's signed, Sincerely Elvis. Now it's probably not like actually signed. I don't know though. I think I might have got this at a yard sale. That would be pretty cool if it was signed, but I'll probably never know. I'm never getting rid of it anyway though, so it doesn't matter. I think I got this at the garage sale from the lady that was like a huge Elvis fan. She had Elvis posters, Elvis coasters, Elvis dolls. She had everything. Elvis. And I think I told the story in my Hank Williams Jr. album episode, but my dad, he was looking at the Elvis stuff, and the little lady, she came over to him and she was like, are you an Elvis impersonator? And he looked at her and he's like, no, I'm a Hank Williams Jr. impersonator. And she believed him, because he had the sunglasses. Like, my dad was wearing the big sunglasses, he had the big beard and longer hair, and just gonna go ahead and get to the albums. So the first album that we have here, which I told you at the beginning, but this is Elvis, 30 number one hits. And it's gold. It's golden. It has so many good songs. And it opens up. It is a gatefold. Remembered it this time. I hope that's the right word. Oh my gosh. So, pretty cool. The words are very tiny and dark, so I'm going to hold it this way when I go to read it. But I'm going to try to show you a little bit of what it looks like for those of you that are watching. So there's a picture of him over here singing. And yeah, pretty much. So there's pretty much a lot to read. So I'm going to get started. To compile 2 LPs of Elvis's number one hits is a musical delight. To limit it to 80 minutes is a headache. And to look at the list of didn't make it's is close to heartache. That's why they had to make the other one. We have chosen to select number ones from the official US and UK pop charts. And debate on what counts and what doesn't becomes somewhat clouded with comparing competing charts from Billboard, Cashbox, New Musical Express, and Record Retailer. With further research, even the starting point is open for interpretation. That's Alright, Blue Moon of Kentucky, was Elvis's first record for the independent Sun Records label, and the B-side was number one in Memphis in September 1954. If charts were available for Glade Water, Texas or Shreveport, Louisiana or Sheffield, Alabama, That's Alright might have turned up at number one in all those places. The country chart provided Elvis with 11 number one hits, 7 of which were also pop number ones. I Forgot to Remember to Forget hit number one on the Billboard country chart 2 months before Heartbreak Hotel. Did the same on the pop chart. His other number ones in the country field were I Want You, I Need You, I Love You, Moody Blue, and a 1980 remix of Guitar Man. Elvis's 6 number ones on the Billboard R&B chart included Wear My Ring Around Your Neck, which only reached number 3 on the pop chart. Hound Dog, Don't Be Cruel, All Shook Up, Teddy Bear, and Jailhouse Rock were number 1 on the pop, CNW, and R&B charts. It wasn't until All Shook Up that Elvis got his first UK number 1. In England, 4 of Elvis's singles became double-sided number 1s. We have chosen to include the US top sides for these 4 in favor of I Need Your Love Tonight, I Got Stung, and Little Sister, and Rockahula Baby. Elvis's reign at the top of the charts takes on an even more spectacular angle when you look at the number of weeks he spent there. Elvis claimed the number 1 spot in the US for 24 weeks in 1956, only to top that the following year with 26 weeks, half of the year. He managed another 15 weeks at number 1 in 1960 upon his return from the Army. Additional charts from all over the world will undoubtedly reveal many more Elvis number 1s. But at the RCA Records label, we are proud to present for the first time 30 US and UK number 1 hits in one collection. An unparalleled achievement in music history and a wonderful introduction to the ever fascinating music of Elvis Presley. And then there's a quoted line, and it says, "Ambition is a dream with a V8 engine." all for this side. I'm gonna read this side to you guys. And there's a little quote, and it says, "I don't sound like nobody." So there's quite a few paragraphs here as well, so I'm just gonna read like I just did. Just read to you guys. So it says, "Just in case there is any lingering doubt, one listen to this album should forever put to rest the question of Elvis's musical significance, cultural impact, and artistic achievement. From Heartbreak Hotel to Suspicious Minds, from Hound Dog to Crying in the Chapel, Elvis's #1 chart hits display a multitude of moods, a variety of styles, and an emotional rage that defeat any attempt of typecasting or musical categorization. Who do you sound like?" Elvis was asked when he first entered the Sun recording studio at the age of 18. "I don't sound like nobody," he replied. And in response to the inevitable follow-up question as to what kind of music he sang, he simply responded, "I sing all kinds." It was probably more like, "I'll sing all kinds," or something. Okay, and then it says, "That turned out indeed to be the case. Like so many great actors and singers, Elvis possessed the capacity to imitate virtually anybody that he admired. Country and western singers like Hank Snow, rhythm and blues performers like Jackie Wilson, crooners like Bing Crosby, gospel quartet singers like Jake Hess. But in the end, he came out sounding like nobody but himself. Whether he was singing a tremulous ballad like Love Me Tender, or an all-out rocker like Jailhouse Rock, he possessed a gift. In the world of Jake Hess, virtuoso lead singers for Elvis' favorite gospels group, the Statesmen, for pouring himself into a song, he just seemed to live every word of it. Some of the songs on this album are so familiar, it can be difficult at times to recall the immediacy of their initial impact. Some of the pleasure we take in them derives from memory, of course, but I think if we can set aside for a moment the context in which they were first heard, the freshness, the originality, the emotional truth, the sheer fun of them will surely come through. Elvis Presley helped usher in a revolution. He was a true believer in the democratic dream, and we continue to be swept up in that same sense of unabashed striving that he stood for. That belief in freedom and unlimited possibilities that his music proclaims. So, it's pretty special. So I'm going to read to you all the songs on this album, and I didn't put them in order like I did on the Blue Oyster Cult video. I just couldn't do it. There's so many good ones, and to be honest, I don't have a favorite Elvis song. I have a few top ones, but they're all really, really good. So I'm going to read to you what's on side A. Okay? The first one is Heartbreak Hotel. Number 2, Don't Be Cruel. 3, Hound Dog. 4, Love Me Tender. 5, Too Much. 6, All Shook Up. 7, Let Me Be Your Teddy Bear. And 8 is Jailhouse Rock. I really love Don't Be Cruel. If I had to pick just one, but like I said, they're all really, really, really good. Really good. Side B, number 1, Don't. Number 2, Hard-Headed Woman. 3, One Night. 4, Now and Then There's a Fool Such as I. 5, A Big Hunk of Love. 6, Stuck on You. And 7, It's Now or Never. I don't have a favorite of those, but like I said, they're all super, super good. Now, LP2. Side A, there are 9 songs. 1, are you lonesome tonight? 2, wooden heart. 3, surrender. 4, Mary's the name, the latest blame. 5, can't help falling in love. 6, good luck charm. 7, she's not you. 8, return to cinder. And 9, you're the devil in disguise. My favorite on that one, I'd have to say, is can't help falling in love. I can't not say that that's my favorite, because, it is. But they're all really good. Like a river flows. Side B. There are 6 songs. The first one, Crying in the Chapel. Crying in the Chapel. 2, In the Ghetto. 3, Suspicious Minds. 4, The Wonder of You. 5, Burning Love. And 6, Way Down. I'd have to say my favorite is Burning Love. I also like Suspicious Minds. Oh gosh. It gets really hard to pick, and you probably know why I couldn't put them in any order. It was too difficult. And then at the very bottom right here, there is a bonus track, and it says A Little Less Conversation. JXL Radio Edit Remix. I've mentioned this a little bit before, but the thicker albums have really good sounds on the spines. I think it was my Beach Boys episode, maybe, that I mentioned that. Not sure. These albums here, they're just so sleek. So they make really good sound, like this sound. I don't know really what to call that besides fingertip pressing. Fingertip pressing, maybe. But I really like that sound, especially when it's very slow and consistent. I could do a whole video just doing that, like no talking, just doing that. I like it. So I think this is a really cool cover. Gotta be very careful. Gotta hold it just right. That way these don't try to fly out or anything. So, got Elvis's head right here. Well, 3/4 of it anyway. And then 2. This one is a gatefold as well. You can open it up. There's all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of little pictures, which I plan on showing you that in just a second. But I'm going to try to show you this first. There's pictures of Elvis here. You can see. Before anyone did anything, Elvis did everything. That's what it says. So, before anyone did anything, Elvis did everything. Very cool hair right there. It's like gelled and it's like looped to the side. Very nice. So, I am gonna show you the pictures before I start reading the songs. And I'm gonna have to show them a little bit closer. So just 1 second. So, this one here. There's this one here. That one's cool. It's like a very long photo. Let's see, this one here hand holding the microphone. And you get a picture here of him. And a black and white picture here of him with the guitar. The acoustic guitar. Let's see. There's some other pictures of him. There's a black and white one. Kind of a profile view. There's one of him singing. And then a few pictures of different albums that he put out. So, pretty cool, pretty cool. So all of the writing on this side here, it goes into all the different songs and who it's written by and everything, which that's the same on the back. So the back is him singing and he's kind of reaching out because he's just getting into it, feeling every word, you know. But I'm not going to read from the back. I'm going to go ahead and read from the inside because it tells a lot of information about the songs and everything. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so let's see here. It looks like side A has 9 songs. And the first one is That's Alright, written by Crude Up, published by Crude Up Music. Recorded July 5th and 6th in 1954. So it took 2 days to record that song. 2, I Forgot to Remember to Forget. That was recorded on July 11th, 1955. And let's see, it says 5 weeks at number 1 on Top Country Singles Chart. Pretty cool. So number 3 is Blue Suede Shoes. That was recorded on January 30th, 1956. Number 4 is I Want You, I Need You, I Love You. And that was recorded April 14th, 1956. Number 5 is called Love Me. And that was recorded September 1st, 1956. Number 6, Mean Woman Blues. And that was recorded January 13th, 1957. Number 7, Loving You. Recorded February 24th, 1957. Number 8, Treat Me Nice. And let's see, that was recorded September 5th, 1957. Number 9 is Wear My Ring Around Your Neck. And let's see, that was recorded February 1st, 1958. Side B, let's see, it has 8 songs. The first one is King Creole. I don't think I've heard that one. It was recorded January 23rd, 1958. If I have heard it, I can't remember what it is. Number 2, Trouble. That was January 15th, 1958 was when that was recorded. Number 3, I Got Stung. That was recorded June 10th, 1958. Number 4, I Need Your Love Tonight. And that was recorded June 10th, 1958. 5, A Mess of Blues. And that was recorded March 20th, 1960. The 6th one is I Feel So Bad. Recorded March 12th, 1961. Number 7 is Little Sister. And that one was recorded June 25th, 1961. And if any of you out there are fans of Dwight Yoakam, he did a version of that, Little Sister, and I think it's really good. I like it. It's more of like a countryer version, of course, but still, it's really good. Okay, and number 8 is Rockahula Baby. And that was recorded March 23rd, 1961. So, cool. And there's a little note by that, and it says, number 1 LP, Blue Hawaii. Hawaii and UK peaked at number 21. Or no, number 1, sorry. Number 1 with Can't Help Falling in Love. So, it's pretty cool. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so we're on side C. And there are 7 songs altogether. Kind of turn here a little bit. So, we are on side C. So, the first song is Bossa Nova Baby. Bossa Nova Baby. And let's see, it was recorded January 22nd, 1963. Try not to get a glare on this thing. I'm just gonna hold it like that. So the second one is Viva Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. And that one was recorded July 10th, 1963. Number 3 is If I Can Dream. That one was recorded June 23rd, 1968. Number 4, Memories. Recorded June 23rd, 1968. 5 is Don't Cry Daddy. And that was January 15th, 1969. Number 6 is Kentucky Rain. That is February 19th, 1969. 7, You Don't Have to Say You Love Me. And that was June 6th, 1970. Okay, so now we are on side D, which is the last side. So I'm going to go ahead and read that. And there are, let's see, so there are 6 songs altogether. The first one is An American Trilogy. And that was recorded February 16th, 1972. Number 2, Always on My Mind. I really like that one. And that one was recorded March 29th, 1972. 3, Promised Land. Recorded December 15th, 1973. Number 4, Moody Blue. Recorded February 4th, 1976. Let's see. Number 5. Okay, so number 5 and 6 are bonus tracks. And the first bonus track is I'm a Roustabout. And that was recorded, let's see if I can find it, March 3rd, 1964. And the very last one is Rubberneckin', and that one was January 20th, 1969. So, it's pretty cool. This one didn't really go into how long each song was, or it didn't give any lyrics or anything. From what I know anyways, let me check. Maybe add like an extra little slip. So no, it didn't have any little lyrics or anything, or else I would have read some of them, but it didn't have anything like that. But it did tell the year that it was published and the actual date that it was published too, which was really interesting. So what I'm gonna do before I go into kind of like a no talking zone, I'm gonna show you the props and go more into detail with each one of them. So I'm gonna go in order of how I showed you. And I'm gonna start with the bank. So, like I said, I'm not going to use this for a tapping because I just feel like it would be a little bit too of a bold tap. It wouldn't be more like of a, I don't know. It's like a hollow, you know what I'm saying? But I think I'm going to use this as a trigger for the ribbon, because I like the sound of ribbon. And I'm also going to use the little ridges just to kind of glide my fingertips along. sound that you don't get much. Just very soft, and even going back and forth pretty fast sounds pretty neat. I used to play the guitar a little bit when I was younger. Never was good at it. I didn't practice though much. I never took lessons or anything. But me and my best friend, we had this band, and we wrote songs and stuff. And I might have said that before. But we wrote all kinds of songs together, and we had like a rock band, like a pop rock band. I was in like the 5th grade, you know. I think most of us have had one of those. Like we've either been in a band or we have a band, you know. I don't know. Or have wanted to be in a band. My main inspiration though was the Bengals at the time. We were gonna have an all-girl band. But I never really learned much how to play the guitar. I wasn't patient enough back then, being my old 5th grade self. I just wanted to know it already, so I didn't take the time to learn. But I do think this is an E or an F, and I learned what a fret was. I do recall learning the beginning of Jingle Bells, because it was just like one note. I think it was this one actually. So 1, 2, 3 down, and the first one it was dun, 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 dun. I don't know. But you know. So I'm gonna show you guys the picture a little bit better, because I don't think I really got a really good picture of this. Alright, I'm gonna hold it like that. That way we don't get a glare. So it's just Elvis, you know, rocking out. He's got his cool pants on. Elvis. You can see the spotlights up there. Really neat. So I'm reading this on the back, and this was actually, before it was a bank, it was, let's see, it had popcorn in it. Oh, I didn't know that. Let's see, popcorn, and that's all. It was just a thing of popcorn. I don't know why it was a bank then. Multi-use object. But pretty cool. So I've had this for a while, and I'll try to hold it back, that way you can kind of see how big it is. It's not really big, it's just, you know, just kind of little. So that's that, and I think the next thing that I showed you, I think it was this VHS tape. So it was the first time that I ever had watched this movie, and it was about a month ago. And it's very, very good. Up here it says TV miniseries based on the best-selling movie, or based on the best-selling novel. So it says, the real-life inside story of the king of rock and roll, and the girl who became his queen. Elvis and Me is what it's called. So there's a couple pictures on the back from the movie. And let's see, there's this one. we have left this over the tape just to keep it in better condition. That way it can stay looking new. The top of it's very pretty. It's yellow and orange. This is what the spine looks like if you're ever looking for it at, a yard sale or a thrift shop or a pawn shop even, or anywhere. I don't know if pawn shops would even sell VHS tapes. But a lot of yard sales and sometimes definitely Goodwills, stuff like that. They'll have these. So this is what the spine looks like if you're looking for it for yourself. Or if it's laying like this, it'll look like that. It has a little picture here, a red middle, and like an orangish, yellowish side. And same thing with the other side, it's the exact same. So if you're ever out looking for this, and you come across this, it's really neat to have. So I put that VHS tape away, and I got this because I wanted to show you guys. There's all kinds of words in this number 1 here. So it says too much, return to sender, love me tender, suspicious minds, hound dog, jailhouse rat, jailhouse rock, burning love, it's now or never, teddy bear, stuck on you, good luck charm. And then right here it says Elvis number 1 singles. And then it says Heartbreak Hotel, in the ghetto, surrender, all shook up, don't be cruel, don't, a big hunk of love, I want you, I need you, I love you, are you lonesome tonight, and hard-headed woman. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And they're all packaged very safely in this little box. I really like this like ripplage sound, like wait, no, that. It's nice. So they're all in there very nicely tucked away. So even though I don't go into detail with them on today's video, I wouldn't mind making a separate video really going into reading all of these, taking them out, showing you guys all the different ones. If you guys want. Very, very cool. It's so strange. I've been trying to use my left hand more to tap on things just to see, and it's always a different sound. girlfriends, she was ambidextrous and she could do everything perfectly with her left hand all the time. It was so neat. She could write, she could draw with both hands. Oh, it's so cool. So cool. But I'm going to show you that last thing. I'm going to show you this metal container. And the letters of Elvis, it's like they're made out to look like the little spotlights, or the little circle round lights, like on a mirror, like of a famous person, you know. That's so cool. It's too metally though to tap on or to make any sounds. I like to keep it more like at a softer, you know, certain type of tapping if I'm gonna do tapping sounds. So I'm not gonna do that, but I'm gonna open it up very gently. I'm gonna open it. And the inside is like that too. It's so cool. You can see it's kind of, you can see the outside picture carved in. Pretty neat. And then there's a double CD here with the two of them, because this thing comes with 3 of the karaoke CD. And then, actually no, it's 3 CDs in that one. Sorry. Then there's this little flip book that I'm gonna flip through. There's a paper in here too that I'm gonna take out. There's actually a couple things that I had no idea was in here. This stuff's been in my brother's room since before we moved and everything. So I just recently got to look at it. So let's start with this paper. So this is, it's a note from Elvis Presley. And it says, Elvis Presley, 3764 Elvis Presley Boulevard, Memphis, Tennessee, 38 216 26, maybe. July 19th, 77. Dear David, congratulations on winning the talent competition. You were in and good luck on the show this Friday. I really do appreciate you as a fan. ... And mimcry is a sincere form of being a fan. Do develop your own special talents and abilities, though, David. This is a great compliment to me, that you would work so hard on this act like mine, but never neglect your own special abilities to be yourself also. Best wishes in the future, and God bless you. Sincerely, Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley. So, hold that up in case you wanted to see it. That is a letter from Elvis Presley. That's another trigger that I want to do, is just gently folding papers and creasing them like that. That's one of my favorite triggers that I don't think of ever, but I do love that so much. I want to make a video like that. I want to. Okay. So let's take a look at this. What is this? Oh, so it's one of those things that you can put on your door. It says, Elvis is in the house. Oh, that's neat. Elvis is in the house. And then this side, it says, Elvis has left the building. So this would be neat to put on your doorknob, like on your bedroom maybe, if you're in there or not. That way people would know. So there's a little Oh, it's a lyric booklet. It's a lyric booklet. So that's nice. Maybe I can find one in here that I can whisper read. Because you guys liked the Stairway to Heaven. Okay, I'm just gonna whisper Love Me Tender because I think it would be good. Like poem read. Love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go. You have made my life complete, and I love you so. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfilled. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. Love me tender, love me long, take me to your heart, for it's there that I belong, and will never be apart. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfilled, for my darling, I love you, and I always will. Love me tender, love me dear, tell me you are mine. I'll be yours through all the years, till the end of time. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfilled. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. Maybe I'll find one more. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna try to whisper Blue Suede Shoes. We're gonna see how it goes. Okay. Well, it's 1 for the money, a 2 for the show, 3 to get ready now. Go, cat, go, but don't you step on my blue suede shoes. You can do anything but lay off my blue suede shoes. Well, you can knock me down, step on my face, slander my name all over the place. I'll do anything you wanna do, but honey, lay off them shoes. And don't you step on my blue suede shoes. You can do anything but lay off of my blue suede shoes. You can burn my house, steal my car, drink my liquor from an old fruit jar. Do anything you want to do, but oh honey, lay off of my shoes, and don't you step on my blue suede shoes. You can do anything but lay off of my blue suede shoes. That is all I'm gonna read today. But I will show you the back picture. His face, and there's a star. It's yellow, and so is this. And so is the CD. It's cool. CD is like gold in color. Really, really neat. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take out one of the sleeves. Let's see. And I'm just gonna dedicate some relaxing time to you. It smells really good. I'm gonna dedicate some no talking, just quiet sleep sound. But first, I want to say thank you. Thank you very much for watching all of the album episodes so far. I hope you enjoyed this like whole week marathon that I did to kind of say goodbye for a bit from this series. It will be back though pretty soon. It won't be gone long. Season 3 is going to be a little bit different though. I am going to be doing a whole bunch of